Hi, I'm Dr. Timothy Bartel. This is Calafia, Book 1, New Rome, Part 1. Sir Talancay, the son of Julionda, before the queen had seen him, heard his name, looked out from ancient limestone walls which arc from beach to guard Constantinople. Across the war plain throbbed the Sultan's camp. There all the spears of India and all the arrows of Oman and all the scimitars of Spain were sharpened for the storming of the gates. For Mehmet, Sultan of the Turks, who aimed each day his prayers east, had sent a letter to the world's last mile. Come, come, it said, to sack New Rome, for whether Ming or Amazon, the Christian city surely is your foe. Our prophets say their gates will cave, and soldiers free from Christ's cruel cross will make an Ilium of Istanbul. This Talancay, a middling knight, he knew the tang of cannon smoke. He'd hurtled stones in Muslim mines beneath his city walls, and in the night of under earth saw light leave many eyes. He knew this war, its cost. But new red ships now scraped ashore, where ranks of gold on gunwale flashed. Fate flipped a chapter forward, for the Christian knight watched women disembark. Each breastplate was a single skull, lopped from a thrashing Mako shark, then skinned and dipped in molten gold for glory. Each breastplate, buckler, gold-tipped lance, and helmet plumed with condor down expanded his thin thoughts with images that, when he was an old frail king, whose senses were like veils, still flashed upon the stretched horizon of his mind. He saw genteel young Mehmet cede the field to that new army's chief, an Amazon as from a dream of paradisal lands, the living queen of moonlight, pine and oak, and cliff and desert meadow, Calafia. She wore a wide, bright sword forged on smooth anvils in Pacific caves. Black braid shone on her shoulders, and her eyes were gray as waxing winter moons. Her breastplate bore new stripes of blood. Her ruddy bronze complexion shone like western hills in autumn when their rain-wet clay reflects the one red sun. She called a zoo of cages forth, from whose barred gates a flock of horse-sized beasts, with wings like condors, beaks like hawks, bronze claws that tipped their talon fists, arose. These were the griffins of the West, known only to the East in mystic poetry. These griffins fanned out, their wide V spanned to the length of city walls. From Golden Horn to North Gate, Christians gaped. The griffins dove, each sought a man as falcons seek a hiding hare, or lions flank a fleeing fawn, then tackle. Knights dangled from clenched claws, were tossed from beak to beak, were swept from walls by whirling wing flaps. Christians died that day. But Norandel, who guarded Aquiline, the north gate, speared a passing griffin, ripped it throat to paunch. He turned to cheer with friends, but found himself alone above the gate. Then not alone. Two beasts alighted, gripped and lifted him, his bleeding thigh caught in one griffin's claw, his arm pinched in the other's beak. They rose, and Norandel could see his city spread before him like a living map, could see the dome of Hagia Sophia shining in the April sun. He cried out to his god, Christe eleison, and the griffins plunged. They flipped him, flung him at his station gate, and splinters of the aquiline became his relics. Their work done, the beasts ascended, bathed in sea-cooled air. End of part 1 of book 1 of Calafia, an Adventure. If you're interested in reading this for yourself, Calafia can be found in ebook form on Amazon. Thanks. I'm Timothy Bartel.